This is Bill Jones with recapturefederalism.com. Today's topic or title, Machiavellian Democrats. I'm going to have a little slideshow today. I guess it can be a sideshow too, but a slideshow today, a little educational. First of all, we're going to start with a quote from Vladimir Lenin. The goal of socialism is communism. And Lenin would know, wouldn't he? That's what they do. They start with socialism, they end up with communism. Happens over and over, all around the globe. We're going to talk about four instances in history in the last 200 years. Three of them have to do directly with the United States politics, two-party system. And the fourth one has to do with the United States indirectly and directly. But the first incident, we're going to talk about American Negro slavery. Started out just slavery, indentured servants, whites mostly, from England. The 7-year contract, and they were slaves for 7 years. And the problem with that was it's 7 years, and you really want to have an economic system that lasts longer than that and generational. So they started importing Negro slaves from Africa. And that sounds like it's like immoral, but well, when you rationalize it, say those Negro slaves from Africa aren't really human. That's the old irrational rationalization. The second incident, we're talking now about 150 years or more of somewhat slavery, but they never called it slavery, is Native Americans started to be American Indians, but American natives should accurately be called continental inhabitants because they were around longer than America, the name America was. But we have the Indians, the Native Americans, put down on reservations. I guess you could call them concentration camps or internment camps, resettlement camps, or dependency clients of the federal government and the two-party system. And then we have the Nazis and the concentration camps, putting the Jews in concentration camps. You'll notice this picture here. This is Poland. You notice these, and I assume they're Jews, but these human beings here. There's a German soldier and human beings that are lined up, have their hands in the air, no resistance there, because whatever guns and firearms they had, they've been confiscated already. So, but they're going to go off to probably Auschwitz. Oh, how's the Americans involved? Well, we didn't get involved right away. We didn't do much until after the war started. And then we sent a lot of men over there to free these people. In 1940, yeah, Japanese internments. Terrible, terrible enemy people, these Americans. Yeah, they happen to be Japanese. Yeah, we got to put them some way. So the Democrats put them in internment camps. Isn't that wonderful? They have a good habit of doing that, enslaving people, keeping them down on plantations, chained up. And they learned from the Nazis. You put them in the camps, keep them away from the civilized people. And our fourth incident, this picture here, is Phnom Penh, 1975, the fall of Phnom Penh. What's the first thing they do? Oh, they confiscate the firearms. Yeah, we can't be having no free people with firearms. So we take the firearms away, and then we enslave the people. We'll end up putting them in internment camps. And we'll end up with the killing fields in Cambodia. Oh, tax money went for this program. Yeah, National Defense Appropriations Act. Yeah, internment and resettlement operations. And for a long time, that was just stuff overseas there. But this latest revision throws up red flags. What do they really want that for? What's that for? Let's see. We'll collect information from the U.S. Cyber Command through the NSA/KGB, and then we'll have some evidence on people there we can throw into a camp. That's what that sounds like. I don't know if that's the case or not, but that's what it is. Control human population equals human population control. That's what you do. You control the human population. And then that way you have human population control. We control these people. And how do you do that? Well, you do it with a lot of different ways. Well, even one way, we've got 55 million potential human beings who weren't born because they want to control the human population, which is part of that human population control movement. Yeah, it's called world communism. Stun the growth of your enemies. Yeah, they did that with the Negro slaves too, didn't they? Husbandry, they had them mating so they could produce a more efficient cotton picking machine. Oh, we shouldn't really say that now, should we? That's what they did, but these are human beings, and that's what they did to them people. Oh, but they weren't really humans. Their rationalization? They're just property. Yeah, I guess the Indians, the Native Americans, they just property too. Throw them on dependency, poverty, gangs on the reservations, alcoholism, drug use. Hell, why not? You'd be depressed too if you were stuck there. A product of a two-party system. Yeah, there we got some kids in the concentration camps. Yeah, the National Socialist in Nazi Germany. Socialist, that's right. Yeah, Machiavellian principles at hand. A common enemy. And a common enemy of the Nazis, the Jews. Villainize them. Throw them in concentration camps, slave labor camps. In the killing fields of Germany. Oh, you gotta control them Japanese we're at war with the Japanese, and so American citizens, we gotta throw them in the camps, keep an eye on them. They were fortunate, I guess, because they weren't gassed, they weren't gassed, and they didn't have any killing fields there, the Japanese. Why? Because they didn't resist. They weren't armed. But how would you like to be them? Could you believe the two-party system, and primarily the Democratic Party, if you're Japanese, they're going to stick you in a camp, move you from California, let's say, into Utah, out in the middle of the desert, the high desert out there. Stick you in sort of like a concentration camp. And back to Cambodia. Got them all lined up, give them numbers, identify them. Yep, that's what they're going to do. They did that. And some of them didn't make it out of that camp. Oh, by the way, in this, our tax money at work here, they identify people too. Put them POW uniforms, and they even got some civilian people they had planned putting in these things from wherever they're going to do it at. And they got a regular process there. Designs of the prison, not prisons, internment camps and resettlement camps. Yeah, not prisons. They don't want to call them prisons. But it sure does look like them. You see these plans that they got. And then when you got here, they identify them too. In fact, Chapter 7, Section 16, they tell you how to identify them. Take the picture, and give them a number. And, the number they're going to use? Social Security number. Wow. Isn't that interesting? Separation of religion and state. Well, in this country they say separation of church and state, but they really mean religion. It's all religions. They're going to separate them. Yeah, where are you going to put them when they separate them? Yeah, here they are. Talking about separation of religion and state. This is what was done down there in the deep south, picking cotton. What happened there? That was immoral. I'm a Christian. They don't like it. They talk about the hate, John 15, and persecution and hatred. Yeah, they hated them so bad down in the south there, they had them as slaves. And they hate them so bad out there in the American Indian, they stuck them on concentration camps. I can't call them concentration camps. They're reservations. These weren't really concentration camps over Germany. They were just reservation and internment camps. Yeah, that's the rationalization. We'll use that one. How many millions did they rationalize to their death? The Japanese too. They rationalized that too, didn't they? Some of these were not only Americans. A lot of these were Christian Americans. That didn't stop them. The separation of church and state. We got us a war to win, you know. Yeah. Cambodia. Primary religion. Cambodia at the time, 1975, was Buddhism. Peaceful Buddhist. Yeah. The Soviet-style Pol Pot regime, separation, church and state, just like the Soviet Union. The killing fields of Cambodia. Wow. Now what do they have in mind here? They're going to throw all us evangelists, evangelical Christians, they're going to throw us into jail, internment camps. Is that the plan they got? They don't tell you. They're keeping it a secret. Marx on religion. Opium of the people. That was his famous quote, one of them. And that's where you get the separation of church and state. People shouldn't have the right, the freedom to practice religion, because that's no good. That's because Marx says that. That's an old Machiavellian strategies too. That's where this Marx got all his strategies from, the class struggle and everything. That's from Machiavelli. He did the studies on that. Yeah. Or some more identification. Negro slaves they didn't even use names or anything. They used to use numbers. Yeah, that's how they classified them. American Holocaust. 100 million Native Americans killed. You see, we've already had more than one Holocaust and more than one in America. The Native Americans is one, and Negro slaves were another. Yeah. And internment of the Japanese. Yeah. They didn't kill them. They just imprisoned them. And here we go. The product of a political party, the concentration camps, and the killing fields of Germany. Yeah. Separation of religion and state. That's what they did to the Jews. I wonder if there they go. There's one in Utah there, Japanese internment camp. Boy, that's, for its times, you look at the modern ones that they're planning in this internment and, oh, wow. Yeah. Separation of church and state. Or, in this case, Buddhist and state. Yeah. Not many of them got out alive. Killing fields of Cambodia. 2 to 5 million, the figure is about 2 million. Yeah, what do they got planned for us? They won't tell us, will they? They won't tell us.